Today I want to talk about this picture. So ultimately, when you look at this, you really got to think, where do you learn the lessons that stick, and how do you figure out how to, you know, spend your time getting knowledge into your head in order to get results. And I think this is a very powerful picture, and I really do try to act like this. Um, so it definitely reinforces my thinking, but I wanted to kind of share how I go through life. So, I try to read, listen to, watch, and do a lot of stuff. So I'm not the best reader, so I'm a little back on that. But I try to get at least a book done every 2 to 3 months. It takes me that long, yes. But I listen to stuff every day. I watch stuff a little less because I can't be productive and watch, but I can be productive and listen. And then doing things, I try to be doing things, making mistakes, pushing myself out of my comfort zone on a regular basis. And really, that's where you learn the most lessons. And that's also where you find the next lessons you got to learn and the next challenges, because you're pushing yourself. If you spend most or all your time reading, listening to, and watching things, but you're not actually doing stuff, there has to become a point, and this is where I'm very careful, where you have to say, holy cow, I'm learning all this stuff, but I'm not applying it. And for me, I actually try to find a problem or hit a roadblock or need motivation or inspiration, and then I go and learn, because I I will forget if I don't apply it right away. It won't stick as well, and I also won't make it my own lesson. It'll just kind of be, you know, more testimonial. It'll be more in the moment, fun to listen to. But when I was really intensely buying real estate, I was reading books like The Burr. I was reading books about how to create LLCs. I was reading books about different things. When I was originally figuring out how to think about money, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. When I was trying to figure out how to be a leader in companies, I was reading 360 Degree Leader. I was reading Crucial Conversations, all books that made a huge impact in my life. And I read them at the right time. And I think it's important to do that, because if you just read and collect and, try to understand everything before you actually take action, it becomes overwhelming. There's nothing to actually, back up the fact that you're learning and show results on the fact that all that time and effort put into making yourself so smart is actually paying off. Um, you know, I am not by any means the smartest person, but I like to solve problems. I run towards them. It's fun for me. Um, I also, have a lot of energy and a growth mindset, an abundance mindset, and I've always just kind of gone at things, because we started out, very unfortunate as far as financially, or our home or our things in life, but we had, two parents that their job was to make good children. So I was lucky in that mindset, but I don't really get as funky about the material things as a lot of people do get trapped in. So, I mean, ultimately, if you're not showing results and making changes in life, you are probably doing a little bit too much time learning and not taking action. So I think the key is you're gonna make the mistake, you're gonna learn from it, you're not gonna make the mistake again. And the faster you can make those mistakes, the faster you'll grow, the faster your confidence will grow, and you'll know that you're actually making strides in your life. Then what you have to research, read, listen to, and watch becomes very clear, because you're on your path, you know where you're going, and now you're looking up that stuff and doing that research in order to get to the next level, or get to the next place, or help that person get to their place, because that's what you choose to do. I like to solve other people's problems, so that creates a lot of reading and listening and watching also. You know, Another thing is every time you go to start a new thing, I think it's important to research how unwinding that would be, what failure would look like, because then you can just kind of understand it and put it in a box and just know it exists, understand what driving towards that looks like, versus it kind of just being this hidden subconscious fear. So, if we're going to buy a company, I want to understand, well, what does failure of buying a company look like? What is the thresholds that define failure? what's success look like, all that stuff. How do I get out of it? Am I going to sell the company? Am I going to hand it down to my kids? Am I going to do things? Those are all things that I've researched now, because that's the season I'm in life. That's what I'm doing in life, is I'm trying to purchase companies and do bigger scale growth. So when all that's in mind, I have to read and teach myself and listen to the things that apply to where I'm going now. But if I would have read that 10 years ago, I wouldn't remember it, and it wouldn't have made a difference. So I think it's just special to make sure that you time all these different things in this picture appropriately, and actually actively manage where you're spending your time. And, to the pitcher's point, you should be spending most of your time doing stuff. Just go do stuff. And then you'll figure it out. If you don't give up, if you continue to try to work through and overcome your problems and issues, most likely you will. So I hope this helps somebody. Have a good day.